Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, and as always, take a moment to congratulate yourself for the good work that you are doing on yourself. And in all of this good work that we do for ourselves, we need to be tough because we are making discoveries about ourselves. We're perhaps making changes, we're bringing on challenges, we're exposing ourselves to things. So it is important to become resilient. And that is what today's episode is about, becoming more resilient or becoming more mentally tough. So I'm going to be going through 5 strategies to help us with that. And I'm going to be jumping right into that. But first, for those of you new here, my name is Lee, and I guide others in the transition from past harming patterns. And as it does say in the title of the channel, recovery, that can mean recovery from addiction, which is what brought me here. It can be recovery from past trauma. It can be recovery from relationships. So there is something here for everyone. So make sure you subscribe, and more importantly, hit the notification bell to get weekly reminders for next week, for when we're feeling tired or when we're busy or when we're feeling good, because some of this good work that we're doing is showing and we're feeling it. And we may not feel like continuing with it, but it is important to remain consistent with the work that we do here. So please do that. Comment as always, and if you don't comment here, always take time to comment and discuss with yourself. And be sure to check out the resources that are in the links of the description. So resilience is the ability to bounce back from life's failures, from the letdowns, and from the pain. And these could be major circumstances, or that can be a batch of unfolding life matters that we find ourselves within. And we need to be able to take charge of these situations and to make a plan to navigate what's going on, no matter how big or small. And also bear in mind that resilience is the opposite of being fragile, and you don't want to be compromised, and you certainly don't want to be stressed, and you don't want to be in pain. So you do need to fortify yourself with an ability to handle life's curveballs and to be strong within circumstances that you are trying to change or that you are trying to navigate. So I'm going to start with the hardest step. And the good news about this first step is that right out of the gate, it gives you insight into the control that you have over becoming mentally strong. And the bad news is that this step should come with a warning, because once you decide to open the can of worms, it's going to seem like you've opened a bottomless can of worms. You need to get honest about your role in causing your own stressful situations. And as always, as I talk about here, start asking yourself questions. How many of the obstacles did I create? What landed on my plate that I avoided? And take over the questions from here. And don't forget to list all of the circumstances where you knew that you were in denial and ignored to get help with that. And the reason I mention that is because it is a common one, not seeking help soon enough. And it certainly is a big stressor. So this step really gets involved because this step is about itemizing. This step is about digging into your role, your negligence, your greed, your laziness, your selfishness, your inability to reach out in times of need. And this step is all about you in as many unflattering ways that you can bear to expose. So just get a pen and paper or a voice recorder, and more importantly, get prepared to help yourself with some grueling and life-changing honesty. And just face it, and become accountable and accept that you have a role in your resilience, meaning you may be putting too much time into being resilient by creating undue stress for yourself. And what I really like about this step is that by focusing on the areas that you need work, you focus on control and your ability to create change for your life. And the second step is to step back and get a grip. And that means to gain some perspective of what is going on and assess your situation as objectively as you can. So set some time aside and take the stressful situation seriously and start to ask, how bad is this problem? And a question that is often used in cognitive behavioral therapy is this the end of the world? And I know it seems harsh, but it forces you to look at things logically. And a good example is remembering back when you were in high school and you failed a test, or you saw an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend with another person. You thought it was the end of the world. And you did live through that. So take time to assess if the situation is as bad as it is. Ask what is the worst possible outcome, and don't forget to make a plan so that it doesn't get worse. Because let's face it, the more hard times we face, we do get to practice our resilience, but constantly facing our problems can lead to burnout. So take some time to become aware and decide if the situation is as stressful as it seems. And the third step is you need to grow thick skin. And the best way you can do this is to push yourself, because how else do you develop thick skin unless you challenge yourself? So put yourself out there, join a public speaking event, make a fitness challenge, make a career change, practice to stop hesitating when someone asks your opinion. Make a list of the ways that you can bring challenges into your life, which are also known as improvements, and practice this. And the fourth step to get more tough is to take an active role in encouraging others to be tough, because we learn by advising others. So go to support forums or support groups and talk to loved ones and those you care about and friends, and encourage them to be strong and how to be strong. And this will naturally reflect back on you by the thoughts and the words that you are offering someone else. And the fifth step is to design your go-to approach to unavoidable stressful situations. And basically there are two options. You can run from them and have them fester and create a life of bad habits that leads to misery in every category, from relationships to finances to career to health and regret. Or you can decide to do what you have done in past circumstances when you had to step up to the plate for the sake of yourself and likely for the sake of others as well, meaning you face the problems. So basically, you need to choose if you would prefer pockets of stress, or do you want generalized pain and stress throughout the course of a lifetime? And these are decisions you can make. And set some boundaries in place when stress arises and make a rule. Do I run from it or do I face it? And narrow it down to these two options and see what unfolds the next time you have a stressful situation in front of you that needs attention. And that's it for now. But to wrap up, I do want to say that we do certainly have happy moments without being mentally tough. But to have ease in your life and a fulfilling life of control, we need to become mentally tough. So let me know if this makes sense. Let me know your approach to this. And don't forget to go to the notification bell and go to the links in the description which includes a lot more resources and information to help you with this topic and other topics. And it'll also detailing the course that I'm offering, which will guide you to become the new version of yourself. So check it out, and in the meantime, take care.